folks, Michael McGee here. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you know that we butchered a crossbreed pig. We didn't raise it, but it was needing to be butchered here locally. A cross between a Landrace and a Durock. McGee's brains. There's too many different kinds of pigs. Anyway, it had the Landrace look. It was white and all that. And it's got different looking meat than what we're used to with our Mangalitsa. So I figured I want to make bacon. I'm going to cure a ham. And we're going to process this entire pig on this video. Bacon and ham is part of the processing stage. So we're going to bring you in now. This is only the day after we actually skinned it and hung it here. And it feels great. It's got that solid feel to it. The bacon feels like it's kind of small, kind of thin. It's not very thick. At least it don't feel thick, but we're going to find out. I'm going to start cutting it off. I'm going to cut it off from the shoulder all the way up here to this ham. All the way from the pork chop, all the way to the belly. Let's do it. All right, I like to start it back here and get this fatty goodness. Come around this ham like that. I can feel where the ham starts. I'm just going to come down around, and I can see where I think the pork chop starts, and I think that's it right there. So I'm just going to slide right down through there till I hit the rib. When I hit the rib, I'm going to just pull this down. This is very different from Mangalitsa. You will not see that ever on a Mangalitsa would have to be starved, and he would still be fatter than that. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm going to cut around through here and get around these ribs. Actually, first I'm going to go ahead and get this outlined. Come right behind that shoulder, all the way around that brisket, straight down. All right, brisket ought to make some pretty good bacon, shouldn't it?
I would think so.
All right, now a lot of times I just cut this off. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing this time. It's a lot easier with this pig than a manga.
The manga, you'd be fighting at every step of the way to try and keep it whole.
Yeah, you'll never see a manga belly flop over like this easy, unless it's the day of.
Yeah.
Then it flops too easy.
We've tried that one before.
All right, I'm just going to come in here, fillet off these ribs, staying as close to the bone as possible. I don't like cutting towards you quite at that hard of a pressure.
No?
Yeah, look at that bacon.
Oh, that's a nice big slab.
Yeah. We'll cure that and smoke it just like that.
It's going to make beautiful bacon.
Yeah, when we slice it, we'll cut it in half because that's a little bit long. But that's beautiful. It's a little thin. I can kind of see through it right there.
Yeah.
But that's just part of it. I'm going to knock the other one out real quick. Same way. All right. See what I've done?
I do.
We'll act like it didn't happen.
And if you get creative, you can make it work for
Oh,
us.
it's going to be sliced up.
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
All right, there's that. And now, time to get the ham. This ham is going to be easy to get off of here. I'm going to cut this tender loin out enough to where I can get this ham off without needing to take the whole thing. All right, now I'm assuming that this thing is chilled enough to where one leg hold this animal.
I would think so.
not sure. You want to step out of the door there and pull that leg down. I'll try to get that with a knife and not have to use a saw. Boy, that was way too easy. Way too easy.
This must have been a youngster.
Evidently. Yeah, it definitely was. His tushes weren't even coming out yet. I'm gonna try to take it at the ball joint, because that's where you have to take that H-bone out anyway.
Okay.
Before you cure it. So I'd rather just leave it here on the carcass.
That'll work.
And pull down a little harder. Okay. There we go.
Felt something give.
Alright, unscrew it.
Okay.
If it comes out of the pig part, that's fine. I'll just de-joint it later. Alright, as long as it don't fall on the floor, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. Alright, give it a little tension and I'll cut.
A little further down. Yeah, right there.
Alright, there we go. Alright, here's that ball joint. It's got some very weird bone stuff going on. I think this thing had maybe got hurt as a piglet. I don't know what the case may be, but we're gonna get this to the house, to the smokehouse, and get it salted, and we'll be good to go. All right, here we are in the smokehouse. Here's my salt box. We're going to be salting this ham for much longer than the bacon, so I'm going to have that ham at the bottom down there. So hams are done a little different than bacons in the fact that you have to leave them longer in the salt. Plus, you want to cut along this bone like this, where you can get some salt down along that bone to the joint. And we've already got this joint here exposed, and we're going to cut along it as well, just making a hole that some salt can go down in. And we're going to take that salt and just drop it down in there and take our finger and press it down in. And that's going to help shorten the amount of time. This thing weighed 13 pounds, 13 ounces. So I don't want to salt it for 13 days. That's crazy. This thing it does not need to be salted that long. The thing will get so salty that nobody can stand to eat it without soaking it in water. So I've got it packed. I'm gonna go ahead and pack a little more in. Get it watered around here. Cover it completely over. Make sure to keep packing along that joint. Pack it, pack it, pack it. You don't want it to go bad. We're having some nice cool days, but those days are not going to last. I'm afraid this is Tennessee, so I don't expect our cool weather to last much longer. Now what I'm doing is bringing all this salt over here. I'll need it to salt my bacon. Bacon number 1 going in. It's a big old joker, but it fits. Fits really nicely. And I'm going to pull the salt down, cover it completely over. That's going to only be salted for 24 hours. I'll be right back out here in the morning, and I'll be getting it out of there and getting the smoke rolling on it. And it's going to smoke for a day, and then I'll slice it and get it in the freezer. I forgot to tell you, I've got the jowls also going to be smoked and salted. And there is bacon number 2. Completely covered in the salt and pressed. You want to press it so that salt gets all in there. That's going to be a 24-hour cure on the bacon. And then we've got these 2 little jowls. That pig didn't have very big jowls at all. but he had them nonetheless, and they're good smoked and sliced. So we're gonna cure them the same amount of time as the bacon, 24 hours, and I've got them covered. I'm gonna let you go for a minute. 24 hours later, I'll be right here. We'll pull them out, wash them, hang them up, and smoke them. Let's do it. All right, it is the next morning. 24 hours later, here is our hog jaw. We're gonna wash them off. Here's our bacons, 2 of them. Big old fat, nice bacons. We're gonna get them washed off, get them hung up in here. It's been a couple days. It's time to get the bacons out and the hog jaw. Looking mighty good. That is some good looking bacon right there. We're gonna take it over to the freezer, get it frozen solid where we can slice it very uniformly, and that's gonna be good. That right there is some beautiful bacon. Telling you what's the truth. I've never had Landrace bacon. This doesn't belong to me, but I might have to eat a piece just to see what it is. Do hog jowls. Ham is still in the salt curing. I'll be getting that out in another day or so and getting it smoking. Get the show on the road. I love having a smokehouse. I wish I could just transfer the smell of that right there through the camera and into your nose. Your nostrils would quiver with excitement. Let's go slice this bacon. All right, we sliced this Landrace bacon. That's unusual. We haven't seen that kind of meat in bacon since the old Yorkshire days. So anyway, we're gonna get to slicing it right quick and make us some bacon. Hold on, do it big first few. That's interesting.
I heard a little bit of frozen meat sound.
Yeah, and it's not really that frozen. Right thickness. I think that's about the way people like it.
I think so. This feels about like how we've been cutting yours.
Yes. That's the kind of bacon people like, the meaty bacon. This is not for the sake of science. This is quality control. That's all it is. We did some hog jowl and we did some bacon. I think that's hog jowl. The other one I kind of lost track of. I think it's this.
Okay.
It's a little more chewy than the others because it was sticking to the pan so bad. Yeah, it's not crispy.
Good flavor though.
Yeah, hog jowl is naturally different. Let's just say that. It's a little more rubbery, but
it's good though.
So anyway, let's get on to the more crispy bacon. It was very interesting to fry up. Very sticky to the pan, and that's usually a sign there's sugar in it. I know for a fact there's no sugar in it. Even the crispy bacon's not crispy.
It's almost like there's a coating over it.
That's really unusual.
It doesn't have a bad taste.
No.
It's just very different from our Manga bacon.
It has a different flavor too. Cured the same way, smoked the same smoke. Hickory. The kids missed out on this. They're out running off somewhere playing. But that's okay.
More for us.
You don't see no arguments coming out.
I mean, if somebody brings me a platter of this for breakfast in the morning, I'm not going to turn them down.
No, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Manga bacon is 3 times fattier, maybe 4 times fattier. But just trying to wrap my head around it. If you've only eaten store-bought bacon, this is not exactly like that. If you've only eaten Mangalitsa bacon, it's nothing like that. It has, I think the fat in the Manga bacon gives the bacon a stronger flavor because this kind of tastes a little weaker, where Mangalitsa bacon tastes a little stronger. But this tastes more like store-bought bacon as far as that weaker flavor goes.
Yeah. You've got the stronger salt and hickory coming through with the salt that it was cured in and the hickory smoke. But the meat flavor isn't as strong.
It's not.
You hit it spot on there.
That's our take on the Landrace Durock Cross bacon. Let's get to the rest of the processing and knock it out. All right, it's been long enough to get the old ham out of the salt. Come here, old ham. don't know what you think. I think that is a beautiful ham. I've left it on the hawk so I can hang it that way. The way we're going to be taking care of this is slicing it, packaging it, and freezing it like we did the bacon so it doesn't have to cure so salty that a dog won't eat it. But if it is salty like that, it's very easy. Put it in water. Equilibrium takes hold. It pulls the salt out. I'm going to get the salt off of the outside and inside where I made those incisions. The water's coming out here. Look at that. That's coming through a blood vessel, I believe. That's awesome. That means that blood vessel is completely and totally empty of all blood, which is what you want. All right, that incision is completely salt-free now. That should have it. It's very simple to hang when they got a hawk on them. Very simple. I'm gonna hang it right here in front of the smoke. The smoke comes out right here, so it'll get it. I'm gonna let it hang and drip dry for a while before I get smoke rolling. They call it developing the pellicle. I don't care nothing about that. I usually don't, but he's dripping wet. We'll let him drip dry. What do we have in here today? Does anybody know what that is? Here we are back in the cooler. This is what's left of the carcass. We got both shoulders, the ribs, the back, which is the pork chops, tenderloins right here, one ham. So this one is going into sausage as well as the shanks on the legs. We're going to make Boston butts out of the shoulders, ribs out of the ribs, chops out of the back. And I may go ahead and take out these tenderloins and package them separately. But whatever the case, we're going to get on it. We're going to get to the big saw and get to cutting up. There we go. I'll lay him right in there. Raise that safety bar that's not safe. Here we will go.
Is that about where you want to cut, or do you want to shove him this way a minute?
I'm going to shove him that way 2 minutes.
Okay.
Boston butt. I want to say that may be where the bullet.
I think that was about the area where I found the bullet.
Yeah, so we'll have to wash it up and clean it a little bit. We didn't shoot it, but not that we wouldn't have put a bullet there. All right, we'll do it again. There we go. That's a square meal.
It is.
I'm going to try to cut these off it would be, if that would go through, I think we can get that through and split this whole pig right down the middle.
All right. What's up as far as it'll, okay, I see where we're going with this.
You turn it on, I'll get his sternum through there. Okay, and we'll just lay it right down as he goes. This out of the way.
Alright.
The saw makes easy work out of it and clean work.
It sure does. There's bone dust, but not nearly as much as with like a reciprocating saw.
Okay, this ham is going into sausage. I'm just going to cut it up until I get back here. Cut like butter. If I make this next cut, I'm going to get into his tenderloin. Let me get a knife and I'm going to go ahead and get that tenderloin out of there.
Okay.
All right. The tenderloin sits right here. If I can get it to stand up there. Could cut it on into the pork chops, but I don't really want to. That's a nice big tenderloin right there, and it's marbled.
Nice. That's going to be good eating.
Yeah, I'll trim that up and we'll package that. Let's go ahead and cut the ribs off.
Alrighty.
All right. That look right?
It does.
Sausage. Alright, pork chop time. It's a lot nicer when it's frozen. I'll do the best you can. That's a good looking pork chop.
Nothing to see about.
No. Looking pork.
It'll make a good many meals.
Yep. We'll lay it out on a table here in a minute, show you the different color between it and a red meat hog. I think it'll surprise you. Let me have them ribs right there and I'll go ahead and get them out of your way.
Alright. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Alrighty. Where was that other one? Right here? Right there. Nope. And that knife. here we are. We're ready to start doing it. Just start tossing me stuff. The ribs, you can throw me all the ribs and then you can start scraping other things. I'm just gonna trim up and clean up these, get the dried pieces cut off. We're at home in the cooler. That's actually skirt steak on the ribs. And we've eaten our ribs with skirt steak on a lot of times, and you talk about good eating now. It is fine. So if you don't have bone dust scrapers and you do this kind of stuff for yourself at home, do yourself a favor and grab some. They're just $1 or $2 a piece. I've got them in my descriptions of this video and every video, because that's what I want to have available for people. And I highly recommend having some paper towels on hand. You get a blood clot, you can easily get that pulled out. And it cleans it right up. I don't cut nice chunks of meat off of the ribs when I do ribs, because it's already at a deficit for meat, because we took the bacons off very stingily. You saw how thin they were in the first place. If I would have not been stingy with my bacon, I wouldn't have had no bacon. So that's just the way it is. Trim, trim. We're gonna get this knocked out in short order. You're gonna see us knock all this out, get it scraped. Then we're gonna lay it all out and show you side by side. Landrace Durock versus Mangalitsa. Let's do it. Folks, there you have it. This is the gray meat hog. We got the 2 butts on the corners, the ribs up top, and the pork chops down below, tenderloins there. Yummy to my tummy. But here, side by side, Mangalitsa. I'm not even looking at it right now, and I can tell you it's more red. It's red as goat meat, almost. But I think this is gonna be good. It's gonna be delicious. Now it's time to get on to cutting up the sausage meat off the bone and getting ready to make sausage. Let's do it. All right, at this point of interlude, I will say, if you get your knife dull and you need to sharpen it, nothing works like the Warthog knife sharpener. Very simple and very easy. 100% sharp knife. When you get done, you've got that V, perfect. If you don't like the bevel, you can change it 3 different settings. To just like that. Drop down the descriptions and grab you one. I've not got a bad comment about them yet. Now somebody will, just to... Whenever you use the Warthog knife sharpener, you gotta wipe your knife blade down because it's literally honing it off. You don't want to get little shavings in your meat, but all it takes is a little swipe. You're good to go. All right, we're gonna get this ham out here, get to deboning it, getting our sausage. We're gonna make the sausage towards the end of this video, so hang with us.
Quick.
Yeah. What do you expect? I'm a professional, like Longbow Banjo said. Nobody can cut meat like McGee. He didn't say that. He said if he would say that, it'd be a joke. Sorry, Longbow. Shouldn't be putting words in your mouth.
Well, you've done it long enough and often enough. You know what you're doing.
Maybe it's because I'm using the knife with Cynthia's name on it.
Hey, you never know what could add to the expertise.
This is the next day. I wanted this ham to be frozen solid before I sliced it. I want you to hear that's hard as a rock. So this saw will cut bone. Frozen meat, no problem. So for a ham, and we want it sliced about 1/4 inch thick, all the way down through here with the bone in, it makes sense to freeze it because it's going to be very uniform and easy. The first thing I'm going to do is hit it about 1 inch and knock off some of this irregular stuff on the outside, and then once we get going, we're going to have some beautiful ham here. let me show you. This is why I like to do it frozen. Look at that. There's no bone dust on there to clean up at all. Keeps the perfect uniform, absolute perfect ham right there for sliced ham. This is country ham. It's gonna be a little salty, I think. Let's take one of these small ones and fry it up and see how salty it is. Because if it's too salty, I can put a warning label on there and say, soak in water. All right, here's a piece of fried ham. We're gonna take a risk. We're gonna take a risk and try some.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's fatty. I think
fatty.
it's got fat.
Okay.
All right, ham going down. At this point, we're gonna decide if it's too salty. That's really the only thing that can be off on it.
It's delicious.
It don't taste too salty, does it?
It's got that nice smoky flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. No soaking required. I think it's perfect.
Even as the non-carnivore, it's not too salty.
Yeah.
That means it really isn't too salty. That's good.
That's really good. Okay. Every once in a while, a blind hog will find an acorn. I think that's what we did. Okay, for the record, I put that ham in the salt and I left it 4 solid days. If you were wanting to hang it in your smokehouse and just eat off of it all summer long, that probably wouldn't work. You'd want to make it saltier. But for the pleasure of eating, if you're going to be able to freeze it and not have to worry about spoilage, 4 days is perfect for a ham that size right there. It was 13 pounds. Okay, we're dealing with about 30 pounds of meat. The Legs brand seasoning does 25 pounds. So we're gonna have to add some salt and whatnot to bring this on out to 30 pounds, but I don't want to open another thing of legs for additional 5 pounds of meat. It would be like 5 teaspoons, tablespoons? Or
5 teaspoons.
5 teaspoons. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Works for me.
All right. Now, I think I'll give him a little extra black pepper. Okay, it's time to start grinding this sausage. I want to grind this at full speed, regular speed on here for you so you can see how fast. The meat brand grinder can grind 30 pounds of meat. This is gonna possibly blow your mind, although I know in video form, if you do something regular speed, it seems slower than it actually is, but I'll tell you when I get done exactly how many minutes it took to grind 30 pounds, and I think you'll be impressed. And here's the deal. I've got a link for you in the descriptions of this video where you can get this exact grinder. You can get one smaller, you could get one bigger, but this is the 1.5 horsepower, and I think what you're fixing to see is gonna prove to you it'll grind just about anything you want very quickly. This is 30 pounds. That's about how much you would get off of a deer if you took the back straps and the roasts and things aside and did not grind them. That's about how much you would get off a deer. So keep this in mind, deer hunters. If you want to process a deer fast, make your sausage or your burger or whatever, this is how to do it. Let's do it. We don't want to have to use a mixer. We're just going to let the grinder do the mixing. See the size of that chunk? No problem. If it goes in the hole, it will grind it. That I can promise you. Grinds it just as fast as 2 people can put it in, or faster.
Yeah, it does good.
You can't block it. Oh, look at this piece.
Oh, you got it in.
Watch that, folks. Yank you right down through there and the shoots will go. Ay, ay, ay. The size of that piece. No problem.
In she goes. I don't think we've ever given this thing anything but almonds so they can't grind.
Yeah, it'll flat grind. No matter what. Alright, turn it on. Alright, just a little under 2.5 minutes, we knocked out 30 pounds of meat fat. That's incredible. That's good. I highly recommend this grinder. I'd say you should drop down in the descriptions and get yourself one. This is one time that you should splurge on yourself, because in reality, your whole family will get to splurge. That's just the way it is. It'll benefit everybody. All right, we're gonna take this and run it through a second time on a smaller plate, and we're gonna knock it out as well. They send you a tray with it. That tray works great for the second grind. You might want to use it on the first grind if you're scared, but we like to put it through like that. Don't stick your hand in it and get hurt and blame McGee. I've never had a problem with my fingers getting in there too deep. But anyway, let's knock this out. You just drop it loose like this, it just falls right through and it grinds right fine, just fine. That didn't take long at all. You probably saw a short video where Miss Merritt was putting in a long piece of beef and it almost looked like bones was in the meat. Bones wasn't in the meat. That was between the ribs and it looked like bones. But that sparked outrage. That caused that video to have more views than any video on our channel. It got over 12.5 million views. But anyway, it's amazing how this thing operates. I highly recommend you get one. Hey, I got an idea. Let's cook some.
Okay.
We're always up for cooking some. It's a good fat ratio. That's a good fat ratio. I'm gonna say that's probably 70-30.
That's awesome. Perfect. It's got a nice healthy pink red tinge to it.
The only thing that might make it appear fattier than it is that meat was so light in color.
Mm-hmm.
Gray meat hog. So it might be 80-20, but I think it's 70-30. Go to Meat Brand Grinders, and you can also get yourself a stuffer just like this. A 25-pound stuffer absolutely will knock your socks off with how easy it is to get your meat in a position very easy to slice and fry. All right, those of you watching know this is true. This is the third taste test we've done on this video. It's the first taste test that the kids have got to be involved in. I think the people probably think that we got mean and we decided not to let them try anything. Dad got involved on a taste test. Mom got involved in a taste test, but this is the first one for the kids.
I got to have ham.
Mm-hmm. So you kids are going to want to eat edge pieces. I can see that clearly. So I'll put all the edge pieces. Your mama and me is going to like the middle pieces, but y'all are going to want the edge pieces. Oh! You know what she's remembering?
What's that?
Last time.
Oh.
So this time we're going to go first with Grace.
Papa.
Mommy,
Thank you.
Lucas, and me. All right. Sausage, breakfast blend, legs. I'm already on my
Oh.
second one.
Yeah, I need a second piece.
It's too good.
Mm-hmm.
Too good. Here we go. That was a big piece of juicy sausage down the hatch already.
That's so good. You sure you don't want it?
I've had 3.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All that's left is the crumbs. I'm telling you what, folks, that's good. I wouldn't mind having 30 pounds of that myself. Wow. People are still wondering. You keep saying stuff that like it ain't yours. No, it ain't mine, I'm telling you. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. That is some good sausage. That's the first Landrace Durock we've ever butchered. I liked it. I like it. I would have one, but I think for myself, I'm still going to stick with raising Mangalitsa because I like that red meat. I like the Mangalitsa fat better. This thing didn't have no fat to speak of. But anyway, there you have it. That's our video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stick around to watch another one. But for today, that's all we got for you. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.
I'm ornery little rascal. Trying to give me bunny ears.
Oh.
Never